And then I trust that my body, all of my little fast twitch muscles and my nerves and synapses and across the gelatinous blob that's inside of my skull, they're going to figure it out as long as I keep my goal being that speed, that line, that speed, that line, that speed, that line. You know, I haven't put out too many putting videos for you guys. And I guess the reason is because I've never really struggled that much with putting. Honestly, I don't study mechanics. This is going to be a little bit of a downhiller, should move just a touch right to left. It might be right edge, but I don't really study the mechanics of putting. I don't get into that. I don't complicate it. I don't struggle to make 3 and 4 and 5 footers really. Oh, that one missed. The edge of this cup is burnt really bad. But I don't struggle with putting that often. Now, I'm not saying that I'm never 3-putting. Sure, I have some 3-putts here and there, but I would say they're few and far between, and they're generally because the putt itself was really difficult, or there were some circumstances that led to that. This is going to be left to right, pretty slick little downhiller, and I got goop all over my ball. So, but the reason, yeah, it breaks pretty hard. The reason I don't struggle with putting that much is because I've always been able to kind of feel where the ball's going to go, mostly, not all the time, certainly, but you know, not too bad. All I'm really thinking about is, okay, how's this ball going to travel in a way that leads it to the hole, where the final destination is in the hole? Where's it going to go? Try and imagine and see the path, and then almost play it in my mind at actual speed before I putt it, and watch it roll in. A big swooper. Is it going to stay dead straight? Is it going to go really fast? Do I need to hit it really hard? All of those things I kind of imagine and see. And then I don't care about the stroke. I don't think about the stroke. When I'm standing over the ball, all I'm thinking about is watching that ball track on a path. And when I watch it play in my mind, my body and my physical being manifest what I saw. So evidently I saw something there that made it go faster than it should have. So let's just slow it down in my brain, track it back, and then allow my body to do what my brain sees. And you can look at my stroke and you can probably pick it apart and say, oh man, his club's wobbling all over the place. It's not going straight back and straight through. His eye line is not over his golf ball. His stance is not square, yada, yada, yada. You can pick up on all of that stuff, but really it just for me becomes about imagining what I want to happen, because at these short distances, you're not making a very complicated or large series of movements. You're just making a very small, and it's almost like, a lot of times it feels like what people would refer to as a pop stroke with me. That is the way the old guys did it. And I know that they say, well, with today's modern greens, as fast as they are, if you play a pop stroke, it's probably not going to work. But in my experience, I don't seek out to make a pop stroke. It just kind of happens, because I know the speed that I want it to come out. I know the line that I want it to take. And then I just try and let my physical self manifest what I see, and trust that my body's going to do what it needs to do. So I don't really work on putting. I come out and I warm up, and you know, I try to get a feel for the speed of the greens that day. Are they breaking a lot? Are they breaking a little? How's the grain affecting it? You know, things like that. And certainly green reading is definitely an art form. But fortunately for me, I've been able to survive without having extreme knowledge of all the different types of grasses in the world. And I know that as the ball dies, it's going to break even more. I know that as I putt it and it starts out in the beginning and it's got more speed, it's going to hold truer to its line. On longer putts, I know that in the beginning, it's going to start out quicker, of course, because it just left the putter. And when the ball's traveling faster, it will hold its line truer and it won't break quite as much. But then as it slows down, this one kind of goes uphill, then downhill, a little right to left. I pick a point that I see that kind of is on the line. I try to imagine like a highlighted line. I can see it in my mind. I kind of get a starting point on longer putts, and I know that about right here on the edge of this little light spot is where I want to start it, and I can feel and see the speed, and then I just don't think about mechanics. All I think about is that ball traveling along that line, and then I let my body physically manifest whatever it needs to do to make that ball track along that line at the speed that I saw it traveling at. That one's not breaking nearly as much as I thought it was. I don't get into the mechanics of it, and it's never got confusing for me. And for that reason, I think that's what leads to me being a decent putter. I don't think I'm a great putter. I'm no Bobby Locke. I'm not Brad Faxon. But I feel like I putt pretty well. And then when it comes to chipping, I've done some chipping videos and some pitching videos talking about just throwing it to where I want to land it. I see a height in my mind, I throw it to that spot, and then it just becomes a toss. Remember, just keep it simple. Don't worry about your mechanics when it comes to putting. Just try and get it started on the right line. If you really want to improve your putting, work on your green reading, your anticipation, your ability to take the data that's in front of you, the visuals that are in front of you, and convert it into something that is going to be skillful in green reading. Green reading and being able to start it on the right line with the right speed. Don't worry about mechanics so much. See you guys in the next one.